Hey everyone, in this video we're going to take a deep dive into a True Spec Golf club fitting. You're going to see exactly what you get when you get a fitting from True Spec Golf. But before we get to that, I've really enjoyed bringing this free content to you, and our community, it's growing. And I want it to continue to grow, and you can help us do that. And the way you can do that is by liking this video when it's over, subscribing to my YouTube channel, which is very easy. There's a little red square in the corner of this video. Just click on it and you'll be subscribed. And then you'll be alerted when I have new content available. And comment, engage with us, ask questions, and let us know what you might want to see as a video topic in the future. Show up for a fitting here at Naples Grand Golf Club or at the Durlin Golf School, and what can I expect from a True Spec fitting?
Well, we're going to first have a conversation so I get to know you. I want to know about your game, what your goals are, what you're looking to improve, and
so an interview process.
Definitely start off by defining what that successful fitting is going to be all about. It might be just a driver fitting, it may be a full bag fitting. But we're equipped to put 14 clubs into your bag that are going to be those very best for you.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so you interview me, then what?
Well, so we'll start off by measuring your clubs. We want to know those characteristics as to how clubs can be different, whether it's the loft on a club, the lie on the club. We start off by, here at the Mitchell machine, we'll measure the loft and lie on each of those clubs in your bag. We'll measure the length of the clubs, the swing weights.
And what do you use to measure the length?
Yeah, we've got the ruler here that will measure the lengths of the clubs to see if they're a standard length, longer, shorter than standard. And we've also got the frequency machine here that'll tell us, well, how stiff is that stiff shaft of yours? There's a certain range that we're trying to be as precise as possible to make sure that you've got the very best.
Great. Now, one thing I mentioned earlier in the video is that for my golf school students that come into town, you do something that's called a blueprint, a True Spec blueprint. And can you go over what the student receives when they do that?
Sure. So you'll understand how those different aspects of that build of the club are put together.
And there's 5 parameters you're measuring, right?
Yep. We're looking for the loft, the lie, the length, the swing weight, the frequency of that shaft.
Right, and as you mentioned earlier as well, I mean, I could have a shaft that says stiff on it, but it frequencies out to a lady shaft.
That's exactly right. Those industry standards, those tolerances that when they leave the factory, there's going to be a certain range there. We want to make sure that there's a precise reason as to why that club is in your bag.
Okay, so this is fantastic. I'm going to show up, you're going to interview me, of course, and then you're going to measure my clubs. What's the next step?
Right, so from there we then go test your clubs. We set a baseline as to how your clubs are performing.
So I'll go hit them.
We'll go hit your clubs first. And knowing how your clubs are built and the specifications that you're playing to currently, well, once we see those patterns in your ball flight, what we're looking to improve upon, that's where I'm clued in as to what other options are going to be more beneficial to give you the better chance to play both.
And these things feed on each other. I mean, you're hearing what's coming out of my mouth from an interview standpoint. You're measuring what I'm playing right now. Now you're watching me hit it. And so you've got all this information that you can start to decipher into what would be the next step.
Right, so at that point we know which club heads are going to be appropriate to test. We test a number of different club heads and pair those up with the appropriate shafts that are going to make sense for how you deliver the club. And from there the TrackMan is going to give us the feedback along with just seeing the ball flight and feeling that proper contact. We're going to then know, how much better we can make your clubs for you. Okay, and we did talk earlier, you guys are brand, True Spec is brand agnostic, so you've got every club head in here from every major manufacturer.
how many, you got to tell me how many shafts are in here. I see all these shafts. How many, and then there must be a matrix, a combination of how many things are in here, right?
Right, so every driver shaft that you see on the wall, and there might be about 95 to 100 of them up here currently. Each one of those shafts can go into every club head that we have in our drawer here. So the options, there's well into the thousands. It's somewhere between 30 and 40,000 combinations that we're able to produce.
That's unbelievable. So I guess there is hope for my game when we look at 30 to 40,000 combinations. We should be able to find one thing that Mark Derlin might be able to hit straight or further, right?
Well, there's that one combination that's going to give you the best performance, and that's what we're here to do. We're going to find that for you.
Okay, Dan, this has been fantastic and a lot of fun for me. And so through the interview process, we decided, or you heard from me, that I need a new driver. And you grabbed my current driver and you measured it first. Then we went out onto the driving range and you watched me hit my current driver, as well as pick up some TrackMan data to see what I could do with it. Then you came back into the fitting room here and the studio, and you grabbed a couple different heads and some shafts from the matrix that you have in here, and were able to find the best combination for me. So what's the final phase?
Yeah, that final phase is going to be the most important phase. We've found this club to perform the very best for you throughout our testing. Well, we need to make sure that the club that you receive is exactly the same in every which way. I'm going to outline the specifications of this club in a prescription, which I'll send into our workshop in Scottsdale, Arizona. There you'll have one builder take care of producing this exact same club. He's going to look at every last detail and make sure that those specifications are hit exactly.
Yeah, and the details are amazing, because I mean, we went all the way down to like what grip size did I want.
That's right. There's a reason as to why each of these specifications was best for you, and we're going to make sure that that's what you receive.
And that's really what sets True Spec apart from like just walking into a golf shop and grabbing a driver off the rack.
Sure, because in doing so, there's a certain range or certain tolerances that those clubs leave the assembly line in the factories that they're coming from to the retail floor. Well, we want to make sure that you're receiving something that's specifically built for you for a reason.
And it's customized.
That's right.
Okay, why don't you show me a few of the things that you do to write this prescription?
Sure. So we've got this driver here that we've deemed 45 inches. Our standard length is appropriate for you. It's best performing for you. Well, we've also chosen which grip you're going to like on this club. Now, one grip is not going to weigh the exact same as the next grip, and so we're going to weight, sort, and make sure that each of the components that are going into producing this club are measured and accounted for. So one of the last steps that we'll take with creating and producing those specifications is to get the swing weight here.
And so my builder in Arizona is going to be doing the same exact thing.
That's right. There's different ways that he can construct this driver to achieve different swing weights, and this is the one that he's going to create for you.
And do I need to drive to Arizona to pick these clubs up, or how does that happen?
No, they'll be sent to any place that's most convenient to you.
So they'll deliver it right to my doorstep if that's where I choose.
That's exactly right.
So now you have a very clear picture of what happens at a True Spec Golf club fitting and why they are the leader in the industry when it comes to club fitting. If you've enjoyed this video, I have two more here right now that I promise will continue to help you improve your game. And remember, please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and comment.